Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play with MAC Cosmetics. And this video is going to have a very special place in my heart because MAC was kind of like the first makeup brand that I really believed in. We all wanted to have that one product and it was so expensive in that time, and I remember when my friends all of their makeup would be MAC and I couldn't afford that. So when my mom would buy me, probably this powder was like the first thing. Everyone had it. It was so heavy. We didn't really need it, but we would use it to death. It was like the makeup artist makeup back in the day. So this is definitely not a first impressions. I have used mostly all of these products before. MAC is one of those brands that even if it's not the best in everything, you will always find a great product in every category. So I'm very happy to be doing this. This is not sponsored. As you can see, my skin is very prepped for this video because this is the second time I am trying to film it. Yesterday my skin was so dry. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I had to stop filming and do like an emergency routine because my skin just couldn't handle it. It was horrible, okay? So today I am as glowy as I can and we're going to jump right into it. Right now the only thing that I have is soap in my brows because I don't have any gel to show you guys. Lip conditioning. This is something new to me that I wanted to show you because I used it yesterday and it changed my lips. It's the lip conditioner hydrant, basically a lip balm from MAC. It changed my lips, okay? So they were flaky, they had dry skin on, and it really helps. So I would definitely recommend if you're in the hunt for a lip conditioner that actually works, this one. Great. We're going to start with eyes, and I have a few eyeshadow palettes here. I wanted to show the eyeshadow palettes because I feel because if you're looking for eyeshadows, it's easier for you to buy an eyeshadow palette instead of building your own or getting the single ones. I do have a customized palette from MAC, but I really wanted to show these palettes because I do think they're so convenient when traveling. They're so convenient to have in your bag. You have 9 eyeshadows. They have even more colors apart from these ones. This is just the ones that I could have here, and they're just convenient, you know, like 9 different colors of eyeshadows to create all the looks that you want. The packaging is so sleek, simple. They don't weigh anything, so they're great for traveling as well. I also have this one. This one is kind of new to me. It's beautiful as well, but it's kind of like the same thing. It's just a different presentation, but 5 eyeshadows. This one has 9, but I'm sticking to these eyeshadows today. Probably this one because I feel like I always use this kind of colors. So I'm going to go for this one today. So I'm going to zoom you in so you can see exactly what I do. Before applying the eyeshadows, I'm going to apply one of these concealers. This is the Pro Longwear Concealer. This is great as an eyeshadow base. It is very pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way and you don't need a lot. Try to put it in a very thin layer. So this is how it looks with a thin layer of primer or concealer. I'm going to start by using this light shimmery, the lightest shade, and I'm going to apply it with a brush like this one. Just on one side, I'm going to take this eyeshadow. Don't forget to tap off the excess, and I'm going to apply it here in the inner, not the corner, in the inner, the first third, all the way to the middle of the eye. And I'm just tapping, and as you can see, this is a quite pigmented eyeshadow. But one thing you need to know about MAC eyeshadows is you're not going to find that massive pigment that you can find in other eyeshadows. These are eyeshadows that you can play with them. They're very soft, but you can definitely build the intensity, and I actually really appreciate that in MAC eyeshadows. I don't always want 100% pigment right away. So you can definitely build the color, the intensity, but you do have to put more product. But with the shimmery shades like this one, it's very easy to build the color. This brush is not wet or anything. I'm just applying it in tapping motions to make sure I leave all the product there. And now with the other side of the brush, I'm going to use the shimmery wine color, so this one here. And I'm basically going to do the same thing but in the outside. They don't really have a lot of fallout. I build the color. And you can see that I'm not blending anything yet. I will, but not yet. Okay, I'm going to take my blending brush now, and I'm going to use this eyeshadow over here as my blending eyeshadow. I'm not going to take a lot of product anyway. This is just to help me blend that product, and I'm sticking to the border, not moving the brush from the edge of the eyeshadow because I don't want to pull it upwards. I just want to blend the edges. And then I'm going to use a clean blending brush, and I'm going to blend all the edges, everything up to my brow. And now I'm going back to my flat brush, and I'm not going to add any more product. In fact, I'm going to take off the excess, and I'm just going to use this eyeshadow to blend them where both of the colors meet. And I still want to add a little bit of depth in the outer corner of my eyes, so I'm going to use this color over here, and I'm going to apply it with a flat brush like this one. So I'm going to basically do the same thing, just using smaller brushes. And I'm going to use that same dark color, and I'm going to do kind of like a very thin eyeliner to define my eyelashes a little bit. I'm using an angled brush to do this. That way it's easy to make the eyeliner very thin and very close to the eyelashes. And I'm only taking it to the middle of the eye. So I start here and I take it outwards. I'm just going to curl my eyelashes. While I do this, I'm going to tell you that the only product that I don't have from MAC today is going to be the mascara. Reason, because I haven't found a mascara in MAC or any brand that I think, like high-end brand, that I think is worth the money. Yes, MAC has good mascaras, but I don't feel any of them are actually better than the drugstore's one. So, I mean, if you want to spend the money on it, go ahead. I would rather spend the money on a great foundation, a great concealer, great eyeshadows instead of a mascara. But that's just my opinion. But that's why I don't have any mascara from MAC. And I'm going to use a cotton round with some micellar water. And I'm going to remove any kind of fallout that I might have. But these eyeshadows don't really have a lot of fallout. You can see that I use a purple, and there's a little bit, but there's not a lot. I'm going to use this dark purple kind of like as an eyeliner, very, very close to my eyeshadow, and then I'm going to blend it a little bit with this one over here. And that's going to be my bottom eyeshadow. Hopefully this video is going to help you decide if you're a little bit confused about all of the options that you have, because there's so many brands and so many launches going on right now that you know with MAC you will always have a great product. I mean, not all of their products are my favorites. A very slim chance that you get something that's bad, you know? I'm going to use the shimmery purple, and I'm going to blend that eyeshadow. I'm going to move on to skin now, and I want to show you this foundation over here. This is the Studio Fix. This is the one that I'm going to use today. It is more in the matte side, more full coverage, more dry. So if you have very, very dry skin, flaky skin, dehydrated skin, you're probably going to hate this foundation. And for that, I would suggest something more like this. This is the Face and Body Foundation. This is just a mix, so it doesn't have any color, but they have a great range of colors. This is more like a tint. So you can build it a little bit, but it's never going to be full coverage. It's never going to be, I would say not even medium coverage, maybe medium, but never full coverage. This is, you can build to a very full coverage. But I wanted to show you this one because it leaves the skin beautiful. And because I have dry skin, I am going to apply it with a beauty blender that is damp, and I feel like this gives it a great finish. I do prefer to apply this foundation with a wet sponge over than a brush. I don't know why, it just looks better. But before that, I'm going to apply a strobe cream. This is a pink light one, so it has a little bit of a pink glow. I want to show you because this is one of the most famous products from MAC. People love it. I am not the biggest fan. I have to say that I'm not the biggest fan of this strobe cream. Not because it doesn't look beautiful, because I do think it looks beautiful, but for some reason I feel like when I apply strobe cream, can you see the pink glow? And it's a hydrating primer, so this is not going to blur your pores. But I was saying that when I use strobe cream, I feel like when I put the foundation on top, looks great. But when I go back with a second layer, I feel it moves around. And it's usually not the foundation, because it doesn't happen when I don't apply strobe cream or when I apply a different primer. So I don't know if it's just my skin or what, but I wanted to show you anyways. Maybe today it doesn't happen. It is a beautiful product. You should know that it exists. And if you're looking for an illuminating moisturizer, something to prep your skin, you probably are going to like this, but I had to mention what I think anyway. And I don't think there's another brand like MAC that has so many good products in so many categories. You know, like they're good in every category. Even if not all the products are the best or your favorite, it's like a one-way stuff. If you want to buy makeup and you don't want to go to different stores and pick everything, you can go to MAC and you can find every product that you need. They're going to have a version of it, and it's probably going to be good. Another thing that I do love about MAC, and this is not for everyone, but I do appreciate it a lot, is they have a pro discount. So for makeup artists like me, they know we have to spend a lot of money on makeup, and you guys know makeup is not cheap at all. So the fact that you can apply to be considered a pro in MAC and get a discount so you can purchase your product and don't get broke, it's just fantastic. So as you can see, the foundation is not quite matte. If you put illuminating primer underneath, or if you have a great skin prep underneath, you can make the foundation look a little bit less matte. But if you really want to, I do consider this a matte foundation. And I'm going to use the same concealer we used as a primer. I'm going to use it for my under eye. This is the NC20 Pro Longwear Concealer. This is again more in the dry side as well. And I want to use this product because it is very pigmented, and I really like this product for under the eyes because it is very pigmented, so you don't need a lot of product, and that's going to help with the creasing and all of that. Just a little bit goes a long way. You guys, the difference between this and what I was working with yesterday, like all of this area was just cracked and dry. This concealer tends to be a little bit lighter than the foundations, even though in MAC most of the skin is numbered in the same way. So NC15, so N is for neutral, W is for, which in MAC is pink tones, and C is for cold, that is yellow tones. So this foundation that I have on is an NC15, which is light, and then the concealer is an NC20, which is supposed to be darker, but it is actually a little bit lighter than the foundation. So you can see that it's brightening the area. So you want to have that in mind. You do want to check the colors in the store. It doesn't mean that because you are usually an NC15, it's going to be the same thing in all of the products. I mean, it's similar, and it's a good way to start, that everything is labeled the same and with numbers and not names. I found that's very just easy and convenient. This is how the skin looks right now. I love it. If you don't like a concealer that is very full coverage and you like more like a hydrating concealer, then probably something like this is going to be for you. This is the mineralized concealer. Sorry, everything that I have is labeled because I have them in my makeup kit. And this is a brush. It is more of a hydrating formula, so it's not a matte concealer, and it doesn't have a lot of coverage. I want to put a little bit of warmth in my face, and for that I'm going to use the MAC Pro Face Palette Contour. I love this palette, and I'm going to use just a little bit. It is a little bit. And I'm going to blend it in my face. Because I don't really want to contour, but you see that little bit, it goes a long way. So you don't, like, this product is going to last forever. I just want to give a little bit of shadow, but I don't really want something very dark. And just with that little bit, I did my whole face, and I still have a little bit in my hand. So you don't need a lot. I love that palette. I love my skin right now, and now I am kind of like in a dilemma because I don't really know what blush to use. I have a bunch of blushes, and I'm actually a little bit excited about blush. I think it's the first time in my life. I have these new blushes they launched, and they look amazing because they're not a powder. So if you put your finger, it is kind of like a sponge. I'm probably not going to use this one with my makeup today, but I also have this one that I love. I have more blushes of MAC, but I feel like those are more like the ones that I usually use in my other videos. So I wanted to show something different. This is the other one that I have. This is from the Mineralize. This is the Sweet Enough from the Mineralize like collection. I think I'm going to use this one today. Oh, this is the Blush Please Glow Play Blush from MAC, obviously. I'm going to use it with my finger. What a beautiful formula this blends. This is the first impressions. I am going to blend the edges with a brush, just a little bit. I'm actually going to just blend it with the Beauty Blender. I'm going to take it a little bit upward. It has a shine to it, like it's not a shimmer. It's just because it's kind of like a cream. I love it. I am going to leave all of the products that I've mentioned down in the description with links so you can find them and know exactly which one are they. Oh, this looks beautiful. I think sometimes it's hard for me to sound that like I'm actually telling the truth in English because I have to think about what I'm going to say in English. So everything that I say is honest. Trust me, it's just sometimes it's hard to just think and say and like make sure that you're actually saying the right thing. Anyway, the next product I'm going to use is this one. This one is a must in your collection. It's one of the most beautiful highlighters, and I have 3 different highlighters here today. I actually have 3. This is the Whisper of Guilt. I have used this in other videos before, I think. It is beautiful. It is very gold. So if you're very, very fair, this is probably going to be a little bit too gold. And then there is Double Gleam, which is kind of like the lighter version of Whisper of Guilt. Let me show you some swatches. You see? So it's more like pearly white. And then this one is Whisper of Guilt, which is a gold yellow tone. The one that I'm going to use today is this Soft and Gentle. This is the one thing that you need in your life. If you're only going to have one highlighter, this is probably one that you want to look into. It's more like a champagne pinky tone, but it doesn't look pinky. See how different all of them are? You can't go wrong with any of them. It just depends on your skin and what you like. Just in the high points of my face, I already have a lot of like shimmer in my eyes and everything, so I am actually glowy, and I don't really want to use a lot of powder today, so I'm not going crazy with the highlighter, but I do want a little bit. And I'm going to use that highlighter as well for the inner corners of my eye. I almost forget something because I already have soap in my brows. I almost forget one thing, but we're going to use these 2 products over here. This is a normal regular eyebrow pencil. It has a spool in one end, and it's a little bit like a powdery effect. And I love this color, Fling. It's kind of like more grayish tone, but I have a gift, and everything that I put in my skin looks warm. So I am going to use just a little bit to define the end of my brow. I don't feel like I need a lot of brow product. So this is just going to give me a little bit of shadow where I need it. That's a great product, but the one that I really love, and I love so much that I'm basically out of it, is this one over here. I've shown you this in a lot of videos before as well. This is the MAC Shape and Shade Brow Tint. This is in the color Taupe, and I love it because it's kind of like watery, so it doesn't have a lot of pigmentation. So it's very forgiving, and you can really do hair-like strokes and mimic hair. Probably one of my favorite products from MAC. Now I'm going to use a powder. So this is a pressed powder. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish. I like these products because they're not matte. It is a finishing powder, but it leaves your skin a little bit more glowy, which I love. This, on the other hand, is the one that I was telling you in the beginning of the video. This is actually a foundation, like a powder foundation. You can use it as a powder, but it does have a lot of coverage. So you do want to make sure that you're using the right color for you. And it can be a little bit heavy. I do love it though. But I don't feel like I need more coverage right now. And that color for me is a little bit too dark. The mineralized powders don't have that number. This is the light medium, and this is going to be probably a better fit for me right now. So I'm going to use it with a brush, and I'm just going to apply it in very specific places because I do love that very glowy fried effect that I have on. Just where I don't really want to shine, like oily shine, here in between my eyebrows. And you can see that it is mattifying, but it's more like a blurring effect instead of a matte. So it's still glowy. Like I said, I don't have any MAC mascara, so I'm going to put on my mascara, a different one, and I'll come back for lips, and we're almost done. This is the look with mascara on. Quite a difference, right? Mascara does everything. This is in the color NC15 NW20. It is a concealer pencil, basically. I am going to use it in my eyes, just in the bottom waterline. But this is great if you need to clean things like, for example, a lipstick or something. You can do it with the pencil and then blend it with a brush, and it is a concealer. For my lips, I am going to be very natural today because I feel like the eyes are already taking the whole look. I am going to wear the lip liner in the color Dervish. This is a very similar color to my lips, and I don't want to be very precise with this today. In fact, I want to blend it out a little bit. And for my lips, I'm going to use a lip gloss, which is the Cream Sheen Glass in the color Fashion Scoop. And I'm going back to the edges with the lip liner. So here's the thing, if you have oily skin, you're probably going to absolutely adore this foundation. If you have very, very dry skin, you're going to hate it. It does collect a little bit in the drier areas, so you're probably not going to love that, but you can see that it looks beautiful on the skin. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see where that around my nose is a little bit, you can see it because it's more dry, but overall, every product performed beautifully. Everything, it's worth it in this brand. My favorite products that I use today in this look are definitely a few. The blush, I love this blush. I don't think I can pick just 3. The eyeshadows are a win for sure. The brows. Okay, I wanted to pick just 3, but I don't know if I can. 4. These palettes are beautiful, are super convenient. The colors are beautiful. The pigment is perfect. They don't have a lot of fallout. These new blushes are a dream. And the packaging is lovely. Everything, the formula, they blended very nice. I am in love with them. Those were first impressions and I absolutely love them. The contour palette, it's just one thing that I adore and I cannot put it in my favorites. And then the Soft and Gentle is just too hard with MAC because I feel like everything is great with them. So that is it. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope this helps you a little bit with your decision if you're trying to pick things from MAC. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!